It's time for the One Bar and Lupica Show, bringing you anything and everything Minnesota Vikings.
Welcome to professional football.
All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupica Show. I'm One Bar. In this episode, we're going to be evaluating that Yannick Ngakoue trade through 3 weeks, see how we're doing, see if the Vikings did a damn good job on that trade. Before you get into that, remember, subscribe to the channel, like the videos. We're here all throughout the week talking about the matchups, talking about the Vikings, talking anything and everything purple. So, yes, let's talk about Yannick Ngakoue, the big trade the Vikings made at the end of August. Yes, we are only 3 weeks into this trade. So, is it fair to just completely evaluate the trade off of 3 weeks? No, but with such a big move, such a big trade, let's just see how we're doing so far. We did give up a second-round pick and a fifth-round pick, so it was a pretty big deal. So let's look at it. So yes, Vikings gave up a 2021 second-round pick for him and a 2022 conditional fifth-round pick, which still leaves the Vikings in 2021 with 9 draft picks. First and a third, we got 3 fourths, 3 fifths. So we know we're going to be doing some wheeling and dealing. On that note, it does appear that this second round pick will probably be fairly early. So it's going to be a very, very early pick. So let's just look at it. Ngakoue, without him, let's pretend we did not make the trade. Hunter would still be out. We would be trotting Odenigbo and Jalen Holmes out there as our starting defensive ends. Pair that up with our current defensive tackles, who are, fair to say, some of the worst in the league. We would probably have one of the worst defensive lines in the league. And while it's not super with Ngakoue on there, he single-handedly makes it actually tolerable, makes it decent, I would say. Ngakoue lifts that thing up big time. Let's look at his week one. I'm throwing his week one out the window. He was rusty. He was flat. He wasn't the same old Ngakoue. After week one, Vikings fans were probably like, what the hell? But that was his training camp, and that was his preseason, all wrapped into one, was that week one. So let's toss that out the window. Let's look at week 2 and 3. Through these 2 weeks, 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and more importantly, he's got some fire up his ass last week and this week, even though they were losses, even though the Vikings are looking not great at all. Ngakoue is out there with a little bit of fire, a little bit of steam, something the Vikings defense has been lacking. So, he's as advertised. And this is with a defensive line that opposing offenses can pretty much just focus on Ngakoue and see if these other guys can do anything. And he's still making plays. He's still getting to the quarterback. He's still getting pressures. So even if this is an early second round pick, you got to be feeling pretty good about this. So let's just wrap this all into one. As far as if this trade is looking good for the Minnesota Vikings right now, like I said, we got a long way to go. We got to see what he can bring. He hasn't even been on the field with Danielle Hunter yet. When that happens, I think some beautiful, beautiful things are going to happen. Our record might not show it. We might be too far off by then. And if Hunter even sees the field this year, who knows? But if that happens, we're going to be seeing something special. And the way this trade makes it worth it is easy. They have to sign him. They have to make this a long-term commitment. They're going to have to shell out some money, find a way where Hunter and Ngakoue can be the future of this defensive line. If Ngakoue comes here on a 1-year rental, a 1-year deal in a season where the Vikings don't appear to be going anywhere, I will absolutely admit it was not worth it. But when the Vikings made that trade, they probably didn't think it was going to go this bad. So the Vikings have to sign him. It has to be long-term, or it will be too painful for that early second-round pick. But with the thought of him being here long-term, the thought of him being with Hunter, you got to be very, very excited in a season where there might not be much excitement for. So I say through 3 weeks, Ngakoue absolutely is the real deal, absolutely is bringing the thunder, and a fun guy to watch. And let's just hope over the next couple of weeks those sack totals just keep going up and up and up, but not too far up where he can't be affordable. We got to think about that too.